The strange reason humans need problems. Imagine a world where every problem in your life disappeared overnight. No stress, no deadlines, no obstacles, no difficult decisions. Most people think that would make them happy. But psychologists have spent decades discovering something deeply strange. For many people, removing every problem doesn't create happiness. It creates something much worse. For most of human history, happiness seemed simple. People struggled because life was hard. Food was scarce. Diseases were common. Survival itself required effort. So it felt obvious that if humanity could eliminate enough problems, life would naturally become better. And in many ways it did. Modern humans are safer, healthier, and more comfortable than almost any generation before them. Yet something unexpected happened. Anxiety didn't disappear. Dissatisfaction didn't disappear. Boredom didn't disappear. In some cases, they became even more common. Which raises a strange question. Why do people continue to feel restless even after solving the problems they once believed were holding them back? Part of the answer lies in the way the human brain evolved. Your brain was not designed to maximize comfort. It was designed to solve problems. For hundreds of thousands of years, survival depended on overcoming challenges. Finding food, avoiding danger, learning new skills, navigating social groups. The brain evolved reward systems that encourage these behaviors. And those systems are still operating today. This leads to something psychologists call the arrival fallacy. The belief that happiness exists on the other side of some future achievement. A better grade, a better job, more money, a larger house, a different life. People imagine that once they reach the destination, satisfaction will finally arrive. Sometimes it does, for a while. But then something interesting happens. The brain adapts. What once felt extraordinary becomes normal. The new reality quickly becomes the baseline, and another goal appears on the horizon. This pattern has been observed repeatedly in psychological research. Humans are remarkably good at adapting to improvements in their circumstances. Winning the lottery creates excitement. But studies have found that many winners eventually return surprisingly close to their previous levels of happiness. The same pattern appears in countless areas of life. Achievements feel meaningful, then they become familiar. The challenge disappears, and the brain begins searching for the next one. But perhaps the strongest evidence comes from situations where challenge disappears almost completely. Researchers studying retirement have found something unexpected. Many people look forward to retirement for years. No alarms, no deadlines, no work, total freedom. Yet a significant number report feeling lost after the initial excitement fades. Not because retirement is bad, but because structure, goals, and meaningful challenges often disappear along with the job. The problem was never simply work. The problem was losing a reason to engage. Psychologists have found similar patterns in studies of motivation. People tend to be happiest not when doing nothing, but when working towards something. A skill, a project, a relationship, a goal that matters to them. The challenge itself often provides meaning, not just the reward at the end. And this may explain why some of the most fulfilling moments in life are also the most difficult. Learning an instrument, building something from scratch, training for a competition. These experiences are rarely comfortable, yet they are often remembered as deeply meaningful because they demand growth. They require effort. They give the brain a problem worth solving, which brings us to an uncomfortable realization. Many people spend years trying to eliminate every source of difficulty from their lives, and some difficulties should be eliminated. Needless suffering helps no one. But a life completely free from challenge may not be the paradise people imagine. Without goals, achievement loses meaning. Without uncertainty, discovery disappears. Without obstacles, growth becomes impossible. The strange truth is that problems are not always the enemy. Some problems are the reason life feels meaningful in the first place. Maybe that's why the happiest people aren't necessarily the ones with the easiest lives. They're often the ones pursuing something difficult that they genuinely care about, something that demands attention, effort, persistence, something that gives them a reason to keep moving forward. In the end, the goal may not be to remove every problem from life. The goal may be to choose better ones. Because the question isn't whether you'll have challenges. You will. The real question is whether those challenges are pulling you towards something meaningful. And that difference might matter more than comfort ever could.